It's not a felony. It's kind of it's an act of love. It's an act of commitment to your family.
Of course, Jeb Bush was talking there about wanting to earn a living for your family.
Okay, folks, that was Jake Tapper talking to Ted Cruz on CNN about what Jeb Bush said about people who break into this country, my words, illegally, my words. And Jeb Bush, who he's going to run for president, let's not kid ourselves. Jeb Bush thinks he could win the Republican nomination and then the presidency by out-liberaling liberals and calling breaking into this country to help your family in the long run an act of love. You know, what do you say about the bank robber, Governor, who breaks into the bank or robs the bank because he's got to feed his kids? Tried to get a job in this economy. He can't. His kids are hungry. That is a felony. But is that a felonious act of love? I mean, where do you draw the line? Only with people in other countries breaking into this country? Or people in this country who break into people's homes and stores and banks to also legitimately help their family? Would you have mercy on them? Is that a new defense? Ted Cruz wasn't buying it. Watch.
I'm a big fan of Jeb Bush's. He's from Florida. I'm from Texas. We both are states that have dealt with a lot of immigration. And there's no doubt that immigrants come to this country because they're seeking a better world, they're seeking the American dream, and they're seeking a better life for their kids. And all of that is positive and beneficial. What isn't positive and beneficial is breaking the law to do so. And
He said it's not a felony.
well, look, in my view, we need to be a nation that welcomes and celebrates legal immigrants, people who follow the rules.
Legal immigrants. When I hear that we're a nation of immigrants, I think of my grandparents, Poland, Austria, Russia, Romania. They came here with their families legally. Legally. So we're a nation of, by the way, I'm not an immigrant. So we're not a nation of immigrants. We're a nation whose ancestors were immigrants in many cases. You know, I mean, ultimately, all of our ancestors, most of our ancestors weren't born here. But that doesn't make us a nation of immigrants. I'm not an immigrant. Are you an immigrant? Maybe you are. But if you were born here, you're not an immigrant. I mean, so this nation of immigrants nonsense is nonsense. And if you're here illegally, you're a lawbreaker. Okay? You're an illegal immigrant, which they've taken out of the lexicon. Here's more Ted Cruz.
But at the same time, rule of law matters. And if you look at any sovereign nation, the big reasons has to do with just the humanity of it. You know, if you come down to Texas and you see the and you see the conditions where you see photographs that are heartbreaking of bodies of women and children left abandoned in the desert because they entrust themselves to transnational global criminal cartels who smuggle them in, who assault them, who leave them to die. This is not a humane system, and we need to solve the problem, secure the borders, and then improve and streamline legal immigration so people can come to America consistent with who want to pick the party's nominee. And they inevitably want to pick a nominee who they think won't rock the boat. And in my view, from the perspective of a Republican who believes we need to win, and we need to win because the country's on the wrong path, because we're facing enormous fiscal and economic challenges, I think the only way Republicans win is to have a candidate who runs as a strong conservative with a positive, hopeful, optimistic message. That's the path to victory. And I don't think Washington elites are going to be very effective picking the nominee. I think it's going to be quite rightly a decision for the grassroots.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, the media is good. MSNBC already said Jeb Bush is the Republicans' only hope. Wouldn't they wish for that? So we'll get another McCain running, another Bob Dole, with all due respect to McCain and Dole, another Romney, who was a better candidate, but not good enough. All right, folks, we'll talk more about this, I am sure. Steve Malzberg on The Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax Television.
The Steve Malzberg Show.